Hey guys, it's Sam here, and it is the morning after the night before, and our hopes of a treble were crushed last night. And I mean, there's only one word really, isn't it? And it's heartbreaking. I'm heartbroken. Um, yeah, we lost Champions League final to Real Madrid, 1-0. And I mean, what can you say but fair play, Courtois. You know, what a game. 9 saves, and he's won his team the European Cup. Really. I know Vinicius Junior was the one that got the goal, but without the saves from Courtois, Liverpool win this very comfortably. 24 shots to Real Madrid's 2. 9 on target. We just couldn't score. We did everything right last night, bar score. And I think that will really... I think that's going to hurt them most, because they were there for the taking. We had many opportunities and we just didn't take them. And that's been the story of our season. It's been the story of our life as a Liverpool fan since I've known. We just seem to have a lot of chances but just don't take them. And the last few weeks we've been, I'd say, lucky, not lucky, fortunate that it hasn't come to bite us, because we've scored late goals. Villa, Southampton, Wolves. It was one game too many. We'd done so well to get back against Villa, Southampton and Wolves that I think a lot of people thought if we go 1-0 down, it'll be fine. We'll just come back and we'll win it that way. And unfortunately, that didn't happen because we didn't take our chances. But also, Courtois has made some incredible saves and just wasn't going to be beaten. He refused to be beaten last night. And you've just got to say wow, that's incredible, an incredible performance. Man of the match, thoroughly deserved. No one on that pitch deserved it more than him. And you've got to say, if you're putting a shift in like that, you win cup finals. It is disappointing because we started so well. We were all over him in the first half, bar the last 2-3 minutes of the first half. It was all us. Second half we just didn't come out. We allowed Real Madrid to play their game, allowed them to keep possession, didn't really press us hard. Maybe that was showing the fatigue in playing 23 games in a season, or maybe it was just, who knows what that was. But yeah, it was disappointing. And then the 59th minute, a ball across. So many times it's dealt with, just this time the ball goes across, Vinicius is at the back post and sticks it in, and there's almost nothing you can do but just will the team on to try and get something, and that woke us up. And how many times have we said conceding woke us up? Usually we're conceding inside the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but this time we conceded with 30 minutes to go. And it's alright conceding in the first 10 because you've still got 80 minutes to go. Conceding in the 59th minute, 30 to go, it puts us under a lot of pressure. And we created chances, but again, didn't take them. And unfortunate, but what a thrill. What a ride this season's been. You know, like I mentioned, 63 games we've played this season. We've only lost 4, which is crazy to think if you go off social media, which you're never supposed to go off, but the rival fans, they've had a joy. They had joy last night, and let them. You know, if their only joy in life is to see Liverpool lose a final, then all power to you, because that just shows how fucking awful your team is. Even if you're a City fan and you enjoyed that last night, but like, I get it, obviously. You're rivals and you don't want your rivals to win, but you know, you can have your moment. But ultimately, we were there, and you can only challenge if you're there, and we were there. Yous weren't. So in the end, who's the real winner? But I think everything seemed to be overshadowed by the events before and apparently after the game. And this is where I'm not happy. You know, I'm actually really fucking pissed off. Liverpool fans have been tear gassed. They've been attacked. And what Uefa have said about it being due to thousands of fans with fake tickets is a fucking piss take. Because it wasn't due to fake tickets. There were fans out there 2 hours before a game, 2 fucking hours before a game, that they wanted to be in that stadium, and they were stopped, and they were searched as per, but they were stopped in a very narrow area to then go through to where the turnstiles are. For some reason we only got 2 turnstiles, and we were in an area that was fenced off, and then tear gas is being thrown, apparently towards French youths that were causing the problems. But when you use tear gas, innocents are going to be caught in the fire, which they were. And then seems like after the game as well, there were more issues. Apparently they were locked in and they just had to climb over fences to get out. What a fucking shambolic organisation does that? Honestly, you are shit, UEFA. How do you go and organise or be the organisers of the biggest event in club football, possibly the biggest event in world sport, and fuck it up so drastically? Like, we get it, the venue has changed. It was supposed to be in St. Petersburg. Everything that's gone on between Russia and Ukraine, obviously you couldn't have the Champions League final in Russia, so they moved it to Paris. That was months ago. We knew it was being moved months ago. So why was it so badly organised? They managed to organise perfectly the before show with Camila Cabello, but you organise for a final of a football match to get fans into the stadium awfully. Real Madrid, fine. For some reason, For Liverpool, it was an utter disaster. And obviously people will have their say. Wrongly. Because A, they weren't there. 2, the vast amount of video evidence that's out there, they won't see, they won't watch, it'll be right in front of them, but because it doesn't fit their agenda, they don't want to know. A Sky Sports reporter, Carvey, and 3 of his team were tear-gassed for no reason, as he said. Gary Lineker has even said that getting into the ground was a mess. It was chaos, dangerous, everything like that. So it clearly wasn't just Liverpool fans, which is obviously showing that it's not us. We didn't cause that problem. Even people were saying, we couldn't see Liverpool fans causing any problems. And then UEFA have the cheek, because they fucked up so bad, to cover their own arses and just go late fan arrival, and then they go, we'll change that actually, because it's very obvious there were no late fans. Everyone arrived 2 hours before kick-off. And go, well, we fucked that, so let's just say, well, thousands of fans had fake tickets. They changed their story within the space of 2 hours, let's say. How is this allowed? Liverpool have requested a formal investigation, but UEFA will just cover their tracks again. UEFA will just say, well, it was the French police, what are we to do about that? Or they'll just go, well, fake tickets. Again, they'll just stick to their story. And how many times do we have to be dealt with problems that are then tried to be covered up? Is this sounding familiar to anyone? Crushes? Does this sound fucking familiar? Because I know a lot of people were thinking it, and a lot of people don't want to say it, but that was so bad, from what I've heard anyway. Obviously I wasn't there, but what I've heard and what I've seen was so bad, we could have had another Hillsborough. And they are fucking very lucky that it didn't happen. Very lucky. But there were people in hospital with tear gas wounds. Well, can you call it wounds? Like, injuries. There we go. But we have dealt with this before, When everyone tried to cover their own arse, the police, the Sun, the government, they all covered it on. They just covered it up. Covered it up and went, Liverpool problem. Liverpool with a problem. Move on. And they fought so fucking hard for the truth, and it may have come out many, many years later, but they got it. If you wait for one to take on Liverpool fans, then be prepared, because it's not a battle you'll win. Many video evidence that we didn't have in 1989, we now have. Photographic evidence as well, that we also didn't have in 1989. You only showed what happened in the stadium, didn't show what happened outside, where the real problems were, and what happened in that. We now have that for this case. So a lot of those Liverpool fans that were injured from tear gas could easily sue UEFA. Yes, it was the French police, but they're there on the organisers' behalf, because they're there supposedly to protect the fans and allow them to to get into the stadium for a Uefa competition. It means Uefa are the head. Uefa and the French police have a lot to answer for. And if they try and still cover their tracks, I am going to get even more fucking angry. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'm heartbroken, but it's been a proud season. Proud of the boys. We'll go again next season, and let's win the Premier League and the Champions League next season. And if it ends up being Mo Salah's last season, then, and Mane's last season, if he don't leave this summer, then let's send them out on high with a Premier League and a European Cup. Peace.